And I think just in the sport of boxing right now, I think we need to start sticking more together. You know, pushing each other to be great instead of arguing on social media. That's just my opinion. And push each other in a positive way.
Floyd Mayweather has finally spoken out about the viral punch thrown by Gervonta "Tank" Davis outside Miami International Airport, and what he's saying is turning heads. Despite footage showing Tank knocking Jake Paul to his knees after a brief shove, Mayweather claims the entire scene was staged to hype up a future pay-per-view. "It looked set up," Floyd said, suggesting it was more performance than real conflict. UFC President Dana White echoed similar skepticism, reminding fans how easily reality and showmanship blend in combat sports. Even Jake Paul has previously admitted to faking past confrontations, including his infamous clash with Mayweather in Dubai. Now, with Floyd calling this latest scuffle out, fans are left wondering, was it a genuine altercation or just another strategic viral moment? Floyd Mayweather has mostly stayed silent until now. Insiders reveal that Floyd believes the punch thrown by Gervonta "Tank" Davis outside Miami Airport was no accident. According to those close to him, he's convinced the whole scene was carefully staged to generate buzz for an upcoming mega event. With Jake Paul already on record admitting his Dubai clash with Floyd was pure publicity, Floyd's not buying this latest incident either. He's calling it exactly what he thinks it is: manufactured PR drama, not a real beef interview.
A lot of people thought the Floyd thing that happened recently was a big PR stunt with YouTube.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. That's what I kind of wanted to talk about it on this.
No way. You know I went to bat for you.
Bro,
for
I
this.
still have like 3 or 4 things to unload.
I went to
on.
bat for you on
What
this.
did you
show.
say?
I was like, Jake's not. Like, everyone's like, oh, Jake's a big pussy for running. I was like, you stand in front of 10 dudes to see how you do.
25 dudes.
But this was set up.
Yeah.
So you and Floyd are like talking about the stuff. Like, yo,
Yeah.
run up on me in this van.
Yeah, we
No
were like,
way.
let's set this up and make this go viral.
Jeez.
This was like us at dinner, like
Oh, no way.
planning it out. I don't. You know what's crazy is that like I was debating on whether or not to like reveal that the whole Floyd thing was fake, but I was just like, fuck it.
So why is Floyd speaking out now? There's a deeper reason. Floyd Mayweather was the architect of Gervonta "Tank" Davis's rise. He gave him the platform, the major fights, and the media machine that made Tank a household name. From day one,
Fight. Since you lost, what's up, Jake? Where you going, Jake? Oh, he's running! He's running! Look at him!
Floyd was in his corner, shaping his image and career. And behind the scenes, he made one thing clear: everything Tank has the fame, the fortune, the spotlight started with Floyd. So when Floyd sees Tank caught up in what he believes is staged drama, it's personal. This isn't just about hype, it's about legacy.
Tank Davis, he was a young kid, came up to me when he was a kid, wanted an autograph. I signed his phone for him and told him, "You'll be world champion someday, and I'll be your promoter." Years later, he was working with some people from our team because our team is huge. We got guys in DC, Baltimore, Philly, New York, all around. He won a few fights. I think he was like 8 or 9-0. I told him, in under 24 months, you'll be world champion. Made the right moves, put him in the right position. He's a multi-millionaire now.
Absolutely.
He was a kid that couldn't even buy a bus ticket. Now he's a multi-millionaire.
But everything changed when Tank decided to break away and do things his own way. He walked out of Mayweather Promotions, took control of his career, and made it clear he was done following Floyd's lead. The split wasn't smooth. Tank started throwing subtle jabs, distancing himself publicly, sending a loud message. He didn't need Floyd anymore. What was once a mentor-protege bond turned into quiet tension, with Tank carving out his own lane and Floyd watching from the sidelines.
Has the time come, gotta ask you this, has the time come for Tank Davis to take control of his own career and leave Mayweather Promotions?
It don't necessarily have to be leave Mayweather Promotions. It's about just becoming that man, handle your own, responsibility, your own priority. So I feel as though it's my career, so I feel as though I need to be the one to control my career. You know what I mean? So, and it's time. You know what I mean? Everybody don't need to, have them training wheels on them forever. You know what I mean? It's time to, ride their own bike without.
If there's one thing Floyd Mayweather can't stand, it's a fighter who thinks they've outgrown him. Built his empire on control, discipline, and unwavering loyalty, and he expects the same from those he brings into his circle. So when someone he helped elevate, like Tank, tries to step out of his shadow and claim independence, it's more than just defiance, it's disrespect. And for Floyd, that never sits well.
I gotta do that.
A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me. He was going at me, and I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. It's no reason for me to go at Floyd.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cause I feel like y'all got, I wouldn't say love and hate, but it's been like the last interview you showed them love. This week it was whatever. But is that sometimes like, is it just like big bro, little bro seeing things different, or what is it to you?
No, Floyd don't never. He felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Like when Floyd was 29, you'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of the
deal. He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn. Wow.
And I'm just releasing
this
it.
Exclusive. That's exclusive. Bigger than Floyd deal?
Yeah.
Tank no cap, nigga. That's a lot of bread.
It wasn't all that personal until things took a sharp turn. Out of nowhere, Ryan Garcia went public with a bold claim that Gervonta Tank Davis was involved with Floyd Mayweather's daughter. Yeah. At first, most people shrugged it off. After all, it was Ryan talking, and he's built a reputation for stirring the pot with wild, tension-grabbing statements. But then came the shocker. Tank didn't deny it. In fact, he confirmed it. Suddenly, Ryan's claim wasn't just trash talk, it was the truth. And just like that, the tension between Floyd and Tank reached a whole new level.
Because Ryan is on the internet right now saying that he knows the root cause of the Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather beef. And this was news to me, that there's a possibility that Tank had a relationship with Floyd's daughter. It's not official news. If Ryan Garcia said it, it's definitely not official news. And I'm not gonna act like he doesn't have a relationship with Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather, like where there's smoke, there couldn't be fire. There is clearly something going on between Floyd and Tank Davis.
His daughter, she a grown woman. She do what she want to do, when she want to do it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but is Tank right for that though?
Yeah.
Yeah, but is that good business to sleep with your business partner's daughter?
Business is business and personal is personal. We can't let this get between our money, man.
And Floyd didn't take it lightly. That was the breaking point of Tank and Floyd's relationship.
Do you think Floyd did that intentionally?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Why? After so much time, after like, I guess, again, after what we think he helped you come into the game, he gave you the spotlight, like why would he try to diminish your career?
Cause at that time I don't want to go too deep into it, cause I don't want to bring up but it was somehow that they were saying that I was messing with his daughter off of the fact that she kept Snapchatting me.
Okay.
She kept hitting me on the Snapchat. So they sent it to Floyd, and Floyd bugged out.
Okay.
So that's what made it like.
And you think that was a downfall of y'all career? I mean, y'all
No, it was a
relationship, not
downfall.
career.
Yeah,
Relationship.
It wasn't a downfall of my career. I mean, our relationship, because it was more things that he was doing. Like
he scheduled a fight, I think.
Floyd didn't take that lightly. That revelation was the final straw, the moment everything unraveled. What was once a tight-knit bond built on? Trust and mentorship quickly dissolved into tension, resentment, and silence. From that point on, the connection between Floyd and Tank wasn't just strained, it was broken.
No, real quick, Sam, actually, I just wanted to say I saw Gervonta Davis was in here for a minute. I don't know if he's still in here. I know he has his big...
Tank on here?
Yeah, Tank. Yeah, well, I don't know if he's still on here. I don't know if he's still on here. I don't know. He might have bounced. I don't know. He might have bounced. He was only on for a second. Tank, you want to come in, Tank? Can I bring you in? I would love to bring you in. Only because I know for like the longest, Tank has had an issue with fight hype, with me. Pull him in. Pull him in. Hold on. I don't know.
How do I do it? You gotta do it.
I gotta do it.
Now, Floyd looks ready to pull back the curtain. He's not holding back, calling out what he sees as manufactured hype, emotional baiting, and cheap distractions, dressed up as B-fall, designed to sell fights, not honor the sport. In his eyes, that airport punch wasn't about pride or rivalry, it was just another stage stunt, crafted to go viral and steal the spotlight from real boxing. For Floyd, it's a sign of everything the sport shouldn't become.
It's not a terrible fight. You know, we know that Gervonta's going to fight Jake Paul in November, and then we'll see what happens.
One thing's clear, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Jake Paul is officially on the horizon. With promoter Eddie Hearn confirming the fight is set for November, whether it's real animosity or just brilliant marketing, the stage is being set for one of the most talked about showdowns of the year.
I gotta ask you, how real or what was to it with you and Tank actually being a thing? Was that something that was talked about?
Yeah, no, it was highly talked about and in negotiations and almost ready to make happen, but he has to do his rematch with Lamont and get that W, and then we'll be able to run it back. But me and Gervonta were scheduled to fight for sure.
That fight is already being promoted more like a Netflix-style spectacle than a traditional boxing match, flashy, dramatic, and built for viral moments. And Floyd sees right through it. He believes that Airport Punch was nothing more than a scripted stunt designed to stir controversy, dominate headlines, and pump up pay-per-view sales. To him, it's not about legacy or competition, it's about cloutandcash.com.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195. It would be an exhibition.
Okay, so it was going to be an exhibition, not sanctioned, but no restrictions. You can knock each other out and shit like that. It was going to be at a catch weight of 195 pounds, 10 rounds, 3 minutes. I've been trying to figure this out. Why was I a Tank hater for wanting to see Tank go up 5 pounds to get some smoke with like Teofimo Lopez or something? I just wanted to see him go up 5 pounds and fight Teofimo Lopez. And all of you were saying, you want Tank hurt, Showbiz. You a hater. You want him hurt. Then I'm convinced, okay, he's too small, but he can fight Jake at 195?
The November fight raises plenty of questions. Jake Paul is a true cruiserweight at around 195 pounds, while Tank Davis is a lightweight champion at 135. That's a massive gap, roughly 60 pounds and 6 full weight classes in boxing.
Yeah, no, we're working on it behind the scenes to make that happen, and obviously that's a fight where the fans are going to win, and it's going to be the biggest event of the year.
What weight would you fight him at?
We're working on it, but it'd be an exhibition most likely.
But before Tank can focus on Jake Paul in November, he has a more important test coming up, his rematch with Lamont Roach this August.
I already signed. My first contract is signed for an immediate rematch in the case of a draw or if I win. So I'm already contractually signed to a rematch. It's on him. I hope we can get it done because I want to show the world again that that wasn't a...
Let's not forget their first fight. Stirred up a lot of controversy. Many fans felt Roach should have won, especially after that 9th round knockdown that many believe the referee ignored.
Tank did that, so I know the got in his eye, but they should have countered it. They would have countered it, it would have went to Lamont Roach. What I didn't like about Tank, he was gassing up Lamont Roach way too much, and he was already talking about like retiring.
He seemed a little distracted in the fight.
That wasn't the same Gervonta Davis we're really used to seeing.
It just lets you know how corrupt like these governing bodies are, bro. If that dude took a knee, not only did he take a knee, he's like, hold on real quick. Let me get this out of my eye. How is that not a point? Like,
you know, funny thing, bro, that's why I cut my braids off. I had braids, and I had the same thing. I went through the same shit. When I fought Andre, that shit was burning my Alright, so I cut that off.
That controversy put a mark on Tank's record and damaged his reputation. This rematch isn't just about defending his title, it's about proving himself and protecting his name.
You live and you learn. I definitely could have. That was on me too. That was on me for sure. Cause I ain't pick it up when I supposed to pick it up, and I could have definitely did more. Definitely did more. He caught me with a good shot, but it was times that I sat in there with him and I'm like, damn, this guy like super slow. Well, not super slow, but he's slow, and I could have took advantage of the moments. But I think I was boxing too much in the beginning, and when I felt like he was slow, it was just already late down the line type of thing. But I should have pressed the issue. I could have stopped him. It's me. Definitely my fault.
If Tank makes a mistake, Roach could pull off the wind end that would mess up everything Tank has planned for the rest of the year. That's why the Jake fight doesn't make much sense for him right now.
This might be the worst thing that ever happened in the history of humanity. Jake Paul is set to fight Gervonta Tank Davis in November. This is ridiculous. First of all, Tank, I know you're known for not taking the hardest fights, but you at least fight actual boxers. What are you doing? Besides getting that bag. Second, Jake, why are you doing this? You're a bad person. Let's ignore the fact that I have personally watched this man rob a PF Chang's. Let's talk about his refusal to fight real boxers. He gets criticized for refusing to fight real boxers, so he fights Mike Tyson, a 60-year-old boxer. He gets criticized for fighting a 60-year-old boxer, so he fights a current championship boxer who is literally 100 pounds lighter than him. Tank Davis is a lightweight, 135 pounds. Jake Paul is a cruiserweight, 235 pounds. You're never beating this fraud allegation, Jake, so why are you doing this? What do you guys think of this fight? And don't tell me anything good. Say it in the comments, though.
Let's say Tank beats Lamont Roach in August maybe, even puts on a show and shuts down all the critics, proving he's still at the top, you'd think. His next move would be calling out Shocker Stevenson or Devin Haney, right? But no, he's going after a Netflix-style matchup with a YouTuber instead.
Who were you gonna call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
Jake Paul?
Next question.
How does that make any sense? Now flip the script. If Tank loses to Roach, that's back-to-back losses to a fighter who nearly beat him the first time. If that 9th round knockdown had been counted, his record would already be in question. Another loss, and the Jake Paul fight loses all its hype. Why? Would anyone want to watch a guy who just got beat by Lamont Roach go up against Jake Paul?
Say you got your eye on Tank. What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fighting?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. And he called cap on it. So if he won't call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it.
It would look like a desperate cash grab, like Tank's giving up on real competition and going after quick money instead.
What do you think of former athletes and celebrities like Jake Paul taking up boxing? You think that grows the sport?
If he's doing it for the right reason, actually want to do it because of just like actually want to box, it's cool. But if he's doing it for like the wrong reason, just to get the hype and stuff like that, I feel as though it's trash. Sometimes people get bored at what they want, what they doing, and they want to try other stuff. Got to be mentally tough to be able to box. So that's why I don't take that away from some fighters or some people that want to jump into the sport. So just show how tough you are. That's how it should be.
For sure. That's all I got. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Tank getting in the ring with a YouTuber like Jake Paul is all about the money. Let's be real, it's not about legacy or championships. It's just a payday. And who showed him how to do it? Floyd Mayweather. Floyd turned boxing into big business, making millions from exhibition fights and matchups with influencers like Logan Paul. Now Tank is using the same blueprint. That's exactly what bothers Floyd. For him, it's about pride. When someone he mentored starts using his own moves without giving credit, it hits a nerve.
Left Bob Arum. It's not good for, it's good for them to do it and become their own boss. And then if another guy does it, it's not good for the sport. He's disloyal. And what's wrong with Tank saying he want to be his own boss? And honestly, I've been there. The relationship between them two is very toxic. It's a toxic relationship. It's up and down and up and down. And I'm not gonna elaborate to everything that I know, but it's a very toxic relationship. And that's why when I tweet stuff, I don't tweet often, but when I tweet, I may fire off 50 tweets in the day. And that's why when I tweeted certain things about the relationship, Tank retweeted it because he knows. Like, I'm not just gonna say what it is. It's a very toxic relationship. It's back and forth. And I think it will serve him best to go and be his own boss.
Floyd wants to be the best at everything inside the ring and in the business side of boxing. Seeing Tank succeed in the same space he built challenges his pride. Floyd set the stage, but he's not ready to let someone else shine on it just yet. Tank's journey isn't simple. He still has something to prove, and it starts with beating Lamont Roach.
When he fought Lamont, it was like he was there, but he wasn't like there for real. Like when you watch all his other fights, you can see like his eyes just look different. When he walked into the ring with Lamont, it was just like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, because you heard in the press conferences, he was just saying he was just real irritated. He didn't really seem like
he just felt like I think he just trained just to get by. I think he trained to just do 12 rounds. You know what I mean? The Tink that I know, the kid that you punch him in the face, he go crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if I'm down on the scorecards, I'm gonna go out and go get it. I didn't see it that fight, and I understand it too. When us as fighters, when you get to a certain point in life, sometimes you just don't want to do it.
Their first fight ended in a controversial draw, and a lot of fans felt Roach should have won. The rematch in August gives Tank a chance to shut down the critics and prove he's still at the top. But at the same time, there's this high-profile matchup with Jake, a lightweight champ, going up against a much bigger, hype-fueled influencer. Floyd sees it as a public attempt to fix his image, not a smart step forward in Tank's career.
Canelo obviously, didn't materialize. Was the next one Tank?
Yeah, I mean, that was on the 1 yard line as well, but he has to rematch, Lamont Roach. He wants to get that back. And then we'll be back in discussions with Mr. Gervonta. But man, this is the nature of boxing. You have massive fights on the 1 yard line and things just fall through.
As you're watching, like, he was a gigantic favorite, and this is on the heels of the Canelo thing. Are you like, what the fuck is going on here?
I don't know, though, because I never really thought Tank was that good. It would just take the right fighter to pick him apart, to be honest. Someone who had high activity and wasn't afraid of his power. So I always saw so many holes in his game. So to me, it wasn't that surprising that someone finally gave him some good work.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195.
Oh, wow. So he would go all the way from 40 to 95?
Yeah, I mean, it would be an exhibition.
Okay. But, and so what does that mean? Is that 3-minute rounds?
Yeah, 10 3-minute rounds.
And when you say exhibition, like, what are the restrictions on that?
No restrictions, just the fact that, like, we couldn't actually get it professionally sanctioned.
Okay. Is that still of interest to you? Like, if he wins the rematch and you beat Julio, is that of great interest to you later this year?
For sure.
Power matters. Jake has shown he can deliver knockouts. Tank might be the better boxer, but he's giving up serious size. Floyd's message is clear: one punch is all it takes to ruin a career, reputation, and legacy. Going up against someone that much bigger isn't just bold, it's risky. Floyd isn't just stirring the pot, he's pointing out the real danger of trading skill for spectacle.
Tank was looking past Roach, and he wanted that Jake Paul fight, which I think Jake Paul would have beaten. Jake is way too big. Tank is 5'5", 135, soaking wet. Y'all think Tank is too small for 140. He ain't beating no heavyweight. I'm not joking. I don't think he would have hurt Jake. He would have to jump up to reach him. I don't think he would have hurt him. I tell you this, it would have gone the distance, and people would have been laughing their asses off and it wouldn't have been good for Tank's brand. I tell you that. That fight would have went the distance. Soon as 5'5" Tank is looking at a 6'2", 6'3" Jake Paul, y'all would be like, hold, wait a second. And Jake Paul be on spread out pause with that arm out and stepping back. And bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. But that's cap. Fine. We'll never get to fight anyway. So we'll never know.
That's a wrap for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming content. Drop your thoughts in the comments, stay locked in, and we'll catch you in the next one.